Oops, I said that muted. I was
We
gonna say,
are live.
Right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's episode of Market Check. I am Snorlax, aka Tommy, joined by Will's Outlook, Tucker, and Max. Max will be joining us on the second half of this call, but for now, we've got a fantastic trio of market analysts ready to break down everything that's been happening on Bitcoin, on indexes, and so far it's been a pretty red day, right? I like the title today because right, we had all that hype from Larry Fink yesterday about Bitcoin and how he does essentially, believe in it as an asset and crypto as an asset class. I believe to a lesser extent. Um, the price action that we've had, you don't have to attribute it to Larry Fink, but it's certainly been a little bit predatory here locally, right? Where the overnight session, even before the overnight session, right? Asia painted what looked to be a local bottom pattern, right? Traders crowd in, they long. I can't believe that Bitcoin traded all the way up to 31.4 overnight. I'm really kind of in disbelief that that even happened. And if I had not adopted a normal sleep schedule for the first time in ages, I probably would have seen it happen. But yeah, no, we did technically, I guess, put in a new yearly high. I didn't realize that. We basically did what MKR did yesterday, which is where it swiped the high for pennies and then just absolutely nuked down to its consolidations range lows, which so far is exactly what we've seen from Bitcoin, right? 31.4. And now we're not just trading back towards support, we are trading below it. We are trading at 30.1. It's a market that how would you describe this price action necessarily? I would say one of the things that I have kind of come back to is last summer's price action when we topped, and I was kind of hoping that Bitcoin and Ethereum would trade higher this year, just based on some spot bags that I have to some on-chain projects. But the repeated attempts at the high followed by these repetitive sell-offs, at least in the short term, looks a bit distributive. So maybe a pullback is in order towards 27, 28K, but that doesn't have to spell the end of the uptrend. Absolutely not. That can always be a higher low before potentially putting in yearly highs again to end the year. But a lot of that does depend on what equities do. And as we're seeing right now, equities are showing quite a bit of weakness. IWM is getting smoked today, minus 2.5%. The S&P down 1.5%, or not 1.5%, but 1.25%. So, I mean, it's a very red day for equities, and you're seeing that reflected in crypto as well. But equities are going to have to be able to carve out a local low, obviously, for for the potential for one more higher high on the indexes to end the year, right? One more maybe blow off top type of fashion that we could see. But maybe we're seeing some of the cracks right now. And one of the things that I believe that we talked about on Market Check either yesterday or on Monday was that the distribution, it will likely, there will be a time where volatility, it bottoms and then it will kind of carve out the low. It'll kind of trade sideways. It's unlikely to just viciously U-turn, even though the price action of the VIX often does do that, on an intraday and intra-week basis. But I do believe you could be seeing potentially some signs of weakness in the market. I mean, after all, we've basically been rallying for 6 or 7 months consecutively, with the exception of, I guess March or April when we had the big banking crisis, and then maybe that 2-week period in February where we showed some weakness. But that, what was that, like a 200-point pullback, something like that, maybe. But yeah, I mean, the bid is strong. Doesn't mean that we can be complacent, as we're seeing right now. It's not just a buy the dip at any point on leverage and profit a lot, from the uptrend. It's not that point anymore. At least if it is, there might be a little bit more chop before that happens. So I'm going to pass it over to Will's Outlook, get his thoughts on the market. What's been a bit of a wild morning, especially for crypto traders. And equities as well, which are seeing a pretty steep decline for the day. I think it's somewhat related to yields, but I will leave that to Tucker and Max. But Will, how you doing, man? What are you seeing in the markets?
I mean, it all depends on, if you bought Elf or didn't buy Elf, but the markets are doing pretty good. Uh, how would you please say that you know, if we want to go to Bitcoin real quick and not look at the up only charts, um, basically where Bitcoin's sitting at currently, if you scroll out a little bit more there, Tucker, we're kind of just retesting those lows. If you look at that wick low over there around I think it's the 31st.
That good?
Oh no, where you were was better. I don't know what time frame you were on, but
There you go.
Yeah, so see that 4 hour. If you look there, we basically hit there at the low once. We came back, retested again right there in the middle twice. And really in reality, I would think that if we're going to come back down, we're going to come back down and retest that a third time. That'll be basically a triple bottom low. That'll be an interesting area to kind of watch where price can go, right? Again, that gets into that 29.5 area, 29.6. If they're going to do that. But I think they need to hold that, right? If you start retracing this move up here, there's a good chance this pump turns into a predatory move as a whole on a bigger time frame. So you definitely don't want to see them moving into lower ranges, or allowing really people for entries. And that's one thing that I think we've seen time and time again, in the on the up only side and when it was the down only side, right? When it was the down only side on 2022, they were not allowing people for re-entries on shorts. You would catch your short and you either ride it out or you're going to get chopped up on the way down. And same thing, I think, to the upside. I think a lot of people are anticipating bigger pullbacks than what I think will actually happen. And the market's going to continue to push away from those pullback areas that where it should naturally gravitate to, right? In reality, we've seen it a lot where the market should come back down and rebalance price, but continues to push through zones before rebalancing price. And that shows you strength in a market in a sense, as opposed to, a market that's super unhealthy. Because I think like a lot of people are looking at these markets and they're like, well, it just keeps going and going and going. It's got to cool down. Everything cools down in time. It's just a matter of where and when, right? And I think that's where a lot of people get this wrong. We talked about this the other day when I told you guys, like I was literally like 7 days, if I would have put instead of being so aggressive on my Rivian calls, which is what I had, I could have put those out for the following month, and I know they would have hit this month, but I wanted to be super aggressive on the move, and I took the entry to the end of the month, and in reality, price reversed against me. I got out, with a little bit of a haircut there, so I did take a little bit of a loss on that position, because in a month we weren't at the prices that I had call positions at, and I was not willing to ride that. Sorry, excuse me. I was not willing to ride that to the last day because it's never smart to do that if you don't know it'll hit your price target. So I basically exited those calls, and literally 5 days later we're far beyond the price where I had set those call positions. And I think like that's what a lot of people do here is they look at things like Bitcoin, they look at things like Ethereum and stuff like that, and they just expect for price to kind of go the direction they want in the time frame that they want. But these things can last sideways longer, than you can, basically remain liquid, right? A lot of people are gonna get their complete net worth liquidated, just sitting here trying to leverage trade chop. And I think that's kind of been one of the problems with the market as a whole in these areas is just everybody wants to trade it, and it's like I'm more than willing to sit in spot, right? The market has rewarded the patient, the people sitting in spot versus leverage, and it's been chopping up leverage positions continuously on the way up. I mean, you can play these leverage positions, but you got to know where these reversals are occurring, right? And if you don't know where these reversals are occurring, you're playing range, and these ranges are very predatory. And basically where price is kind of holding at, right? So that 31.4, 31.6, all the way down to 29.5 is your predatory range. I mean, look, we just basically hit above range highs, And now we're almost back at range lows of the current zone of where we're at, right? Almost back into that 29.5 area. So it's very interesting. I like how they're holding above 30 though. Every time and this is how I know it's more predatory to the upside than it is to the downside. And that's because if you look at price, every time they dip, they always pull it back above 30, right? They droop a little bit below 30, bait in shorts, and then pull it right back above 30. Now those shorts are trapped. And then they go back up to their liquidations, hit their liquidations, come back down to the lows, and then they try and go back below 30 again, and then they try and trap more shorts. And as long as shorts continue to keep piling in here, I think that they're going to keep on playing this range up and down. So, I mean, that would really be my take on Bitcoin. Ethereum was interesting too. We talked about that a little bit this morning. I didn't really go into detail on that, but basically Ethereum formed a lower high on this predatory move. So it's very interesting how Ethereum did not keep up with Bitcoin, in my opinion, because if it was, it has to range back to the highs, and it did not do that. Bitcoin is definitely stronger right now than altcoins as a whole when you look at it from that aspect. And I mean, I like to point that out specifically because I know there's a lot of people who keep saying Ethereum has higher beta and is doing much better than Bitcoin. That is a very good example right there that Bitcoin is much stronger than Ethereum and much stronger than altcoins right now. And that price speaks volumes, right? Wink, wink, volume. And then price speaks levels too. So you got to pay attention to everything that's going on in the chart. You got to pay attention. And here's the thing too, like I would say this, like a lot of people are like, they don't know how to read charts. Look, you don't have to know how to read charts. Look at price yesterday on the open and on the close. Look at price today on the open and on the close. Look at price the next day on the open and the close. That's how data analysts look at markets. They don't even look at charts. They take the consistent price of a certain area within a certain amount of time. It could be months, it could be weeks, it could be whatever. And they're like, all right, the range high was here, the range low was here. This is where we're at in price. We're closer to the range low, so we'll probably go up to the range high. That's how data analysis is done. It's not a difficult feature. It's not a difficult thing at all to understand. And there are people who go to school for data analysis. Yeah, it's not charting, but it's essentially the same thing. I don't know. What's your thoughts there, Hagrid? How much health do you own? That's the real question.
How much else am I short? Oh, wow. Look at that, brother.
You're about to get chopped.
I don't know, man. Shooters gotta shoot. Shooters gotta shoot. Yeah, maybe some of that. I like it. I like right down there. I don't know, man. I mean, okay, people were calling this like a bull flag, and this is just not a bull flag. Like a bull flag is like if it was like this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It would have to be falling.
A bull flag. This is not a bull flag, does not slope upwards.
Arguably, I wouldn't call it a flag at all. I would actually say that if you take the range highs and range lows, you're basically running sideways.
Yeah, that looks like distribution, but very, very predatory. So tough to say for sure if it's
but Tucker, bring your bottom down to the other bottom, the 19.5 bottom.
No, it does look like distribution though, bro. It does.
It's
you know that's what they do.
Yeah, that's what it is right there. That's what it is. It's literally just sideways chop.
Boom, boom. That's just classic. This is what they do. Boom, 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 boom. That's just what is that? It's the same thing. Like we were getting like kind of higher, you know, excluding this wick, we were kind of getting higher and you know, whatever. So we kind of had a channel going, but it's not super clean.
I would say include those wicks though. And then you got a sideways channel. That's not bullish, that's not bearish, right? That's just a chop zone.
Yeah, I mean, dude,
and I would also argue the more times you test the high, the more opportunity you had to break out. right?
Same with the bottom, brother. Look at it.
Yeah,
Look at
no,
all
I
this
agree.
S at the bottom.
No, I agree. I agree.
Look at this whole area, basically. Every time we dip in, we get. See, I think this is the one. This is the one, guys. This is the one. We're gonna close it under 30. We haven't had a 4 hour
bro.
close under 30.
Yeah, we did.
Where? No.
Over the start.
Well, yeah, over here, but
Yeah.
that's still like part of the pump. You know what I'm saying? Since it's been distributing, we haven't closed below 30 on a 4 hour yet. Probably even a 1 hour, honestly. Yeah.
I mean, if you're looking for a scalp range, I mean that looks great. Go on the daily and weekly though.
Yeah.
Weekly still looks fine. You've barely taken a pullback on this range high.
Look at the 3-day, bro. Look at that's nasty, dude. That's SFP Nation. That's where I pulled this bars pattern from, bro. It's from this.
Here's the thing. So you got that right. So count those out. You got the 3-day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? All previous drops have only been three hit highs.
That's a good fractal that you pulled, Tucker.
You
It
like
doesn't
that
make
one?
me happy, but
It makes me very happy.
But you see what I'm saying there, right? You've only got 3 hit highs there on every single drop. So if you can't maintain, what's up?
I just flipped this. It was literally this. This is the fractal. I just kind of smushed it because this took way too long.
Well, I mean, you're right on the fractal if you're on the right side of that W there, right? And it just goes up.
I mean, this one hit the
up.
high a lot. This one hit the high a lot.
No, but that was your initial capitulation, right? So that's basically what you're fighting for, that liquidity, right?
Oh,
there
I know. You've
specifically.
got 3 wicks, 2 wicks,
Mhm.
whatever this is. You've got a bunch. That doesn't mean it's not a top, but
Yeah. I guess what I'd say here is like we continue to test the high, right?
I don't think
So-
shorts are safe, man. I don't, but that was one ugly rejection this morning.
I don't know why we don't just do this and we do that. You know what I'm saying?
Let's see, what does the volume look like on that candle?
What?
The volume was decent on the sweep this morning, but we barely swept. I wouldn't even call that a sweep.
Yep.
Personally.
Look at that.
Yeah, but if this wasn't Nuke, wouldn't we be much lower than where we are right now?
Dude, what do you mean? We're nuking pretty hard.
Look at that.
No, but look at our lows and look at our highs. We're right back at the lows again.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
definitely
a
back at the lows.
nasty move though, still. I mean, I can see both arguments that the price action looks very distributive, but I can also see the argument that the price action is specifically very it's pretty
controlled
ways.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's predatory. 100% agree on that. I think it's controlled price action in between that two zones.
You can too, like sometimes kind of derive the nature of like when price action is predatory, like, okay, who's being hunted? But I look at that consolidation. And I don't think I could tell you that one side is being hunted any more than the other.
All right. When in doubt.
Oh no, Tucker.
Hagrid super sniper.
Oh, man.
Boom.
Joker, isn't it?
Boom.
I don't know. It told me to short quite a few times there and then went higher.
Yeah, you could have got it. I mean,
Oh man.
the 4 hour kind of smacks. Look at that one. Come on. I mean, come on.
But look at the weekly. Look at the weekly.
I mean, spot has just been selling all morning. So
So show me the bearishness on the weekly.
On what? I mean,
Where we are.
There's your bearishness on the weekly.
On the weekly.
as long as my my shitcoin bags are higher, I'll be okay. Nice.
I mean, I think you can at least retest this 28.6 level, probably.
27.
I think that's your best case scenario.
We're gonna go down that far.
27.8, like one of these candles.
Yeah. That would rinse probably the majority of long leverage if we went to 27.8.
You've also got the support on the right there, Hagrid. See over there on the far right where we dipped down, came back up, retested on the capitulation area.
Yeah.
Or sorry, not right. Left side, left side.
What?
So go right there. So if you pull a support from underneath just the body candles right there. This is support line straight across. Yeah, something like that. So I like arguably I think that's where we're kind of consolidating right now. We're kind of holding in between that range right now and playing that price action / liquidity right there.
You gotta come get it. You gotta come get it. You gotta come back here.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I think the low would be 29.5, which would be right there, right? It
We've
would
already
be that low
gone.
there.
We've already hit 29.5. Really.
You know what this
Yeah,
price
we could
action
retest
reminds me
it.
a lot of, Tucker? Go to the top of summer 2022, man.
Summer 2022.
Yes.
And here.
Summer 2022. That's
Oh.
spring.
Summer.
Wow. That ain't happening again.
Summer.
Ain't no
This.
way.
No, not there.
Here.
The top of that, yeah.
Up in here. Yeah.
Heinous looking structure, man.
Yeah.
Never underestimate how long they can distribute.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The distribution for a long period of time, yeah, for sure. But like, I don't think we're anywhere near that, man. Like you saw that one coming a mile away. That
Yeah, you
that
could
was a
see
bear
that
flag.
a mile away, but it was difficult to position for still.
Yeah.
I mean, I was shorting that thing every single time I could because I already knew where it was going. I knew what the goal was on that one.
I mean, this had to be the easiest short of your life.
Yeah, it was. That's the short, dude. Like, let me pull that up real quick. That's exactly where I caught that short.
This one from 25 to 19. I mean, it was literally perfect. Look at that. Why is it easy? Literally tapped it perfectly.
So let's what alts are still holding their structure here, guys? You know, kind of in the face of this pullback. One of the ones I'm looking at is Solana right now.
Elf.
Elf is not holding its structure, it's dying. Okay.
If it tops here, though, I mean that's a really rough sign for Sol.
Have we looked at the comment section on YouTube? I don't know if anybody said anything.
I have not.
If you guys could, if you're enjoying the content, like and subscribe, we really appreciate your support, and thanks for being here on a Thursday morning.
Let's throw some more volume profiles on.
Speak on ordinals. Someone's asked if we could speak on ordinals. I mean, what do you want to know about
Look
ordinals?
at STX. What does that chart look like? That's the my ordinal index.
Your ordinal.
Stacks.
Yeah. Looks a little rough. Got the Howe press pump and then it died.
Dude, I remember that guy.
Hey,
He has
look.
had some horrible takes lately.
Dude, I unfollowed him a long time ago.
Damn, bro, I'll try harder. My bad, you don't follow me.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe if it can carve out a bottom on like on that swing low from March, but like
Tucker, pull up this tweet, bro. I put it in equity or not equity, but crypto channel in Discord.
I don't know if you heard me earlier, Tucker, but spot CVD is like straight down this morning.
For Bitcoin?
Yeah. What does BNB look like?
Selling hard.
What does BNB look like? If spot Bitcoin is selling off, what does BNB look
Oh,
like?
dude, break it. Just break it already. Just break it. We know CZ's liquidation level. It's right here. Push it through. I would love to see this thing go to 140. More like 100, actually. Jeez.
Tucker, you see that tweet I put?
I saw your tweet, Will. I saw your tweet.
No, I was just asking. I was just saying, like that.
Oh,
that was
just now.
Yeah. Not the meme ones. Not the.
Starts to form a round top. You know what this means. What do you want? Okay, I'll mimic it.
So that was the low when we went back to 19K.
What you're saying, if it starts to do this,
Yeah, you'll see the distributive tops, but like what if you go back down there, look at that post right there specifically, look at the date on that. That was 224. Look at where we were in price. So remember when you said that was the easiest short? That was the short I called right there at the high.
what are you talking about? Oh, you're talking about this?
Yep. That one right there.
Yeah,
All the way back down.
I'm surprised this didn't go deeper, honestly.
I wasn't, because I was expecting them to try and fake people out up there and reverse it. So that way, because a lot of people were anticipating that a big drop like the previous one. And I was like, oh, they're not going to give that to you. I'm like, there's no way. I'm like, they're gonna pull that out and they're gonna reverse it back up. And that's exactly what they did. They pulled it right back up.
I hate when patterns like this play out, honestly.
I mean, you have to think though too, Tucker. They were like totally building up short liquidity for
Yeah.
ages.
Yeah.
And we were talking about it. I was like, look at how slow the drop is. I'm like, they're literally just dragging this thing down as slow as they can. There's a raccoon behind you, by the way, so life. They were just slow.
There's a raccoon.
So I was like, what?
I mean, they have to be building up long OI up here, don't they? Like, let me find this.
Well, I think they're going to do the same thing again for a baby pop, right? And then once they get up to like 35, then they're going to start building long OI. Because you get to 35, everybody's thinking 40, everybody's thinking 50. That's exactly what the market's thinking right now.
40 is not going to happen.
But that's where the market's at as far as sentiment. Just like in 2021, the market was dead set on 100K. They were dead set on it. Never even came close.
Just pay attention to the alts that are green, right? And long them whenever Bitcoin's done doing what it's doing.
Yeah. Okay. Hang on. I got the.
I don't know, Samuel. I don't know if Bitcoin's pulling some stocks, man. Like we're seeing rotations back and forth between the two. I think the liquidity is switching between the two. I think there's a lot of speculation. I'm talking to people on YouTube, but there's a lot of speculation on that. But like, I don't personally think there's anything that separates the two. What do you guys think?
They did Litecoin absolutely disgusting. They painted like a multi 5-month or like just massive breakout of consolidation and then have just done nothing but nuke it ever since.
Got the heat map.
I'm not gonna lie, like I wouldn't mind using that, but I just feel like it would just create bias in my trade.
Yeah, I need to do the I think just levels. Yeah, there it is. Funding is extremely negative.
We're at 29.5.
Is that
What's the
cumulative
change?
lick delta? My bad.
Is
Yeah.
that funding or is that just the delta?
You're right. It's not. It's just a delta. It's just delta. Okay, so what do I want to? I add and subtract these. Yeah. Okay.
Let's take
I
a
don't
look at
really care about the hundreds.
with funding. Oh man, it's not looking good for ETH.
What's the ETH funding on OKX?
OKX funding is most positive still.
Ooh,
Yeah, that's not great.
no, it's not.
It's almost like twice as positive as Binance. But Bybit is only slightly more negative than Binance right now, so probably a little bit lower on Bitcoin, if I had to guess. But I am not really interested in stepping in front of this train right now after what happened last night. My cat is like trying to rummage through my mail right now.
Dude, yeah, my cat's rummaging around my office right now.
Will, do you have any cats? Zero, do you have any dogs? Any hamsters?
I'm much
Fish?
of an animal guy, huh?
Lizards?
I have money. That's my friend. No, I'm just checking. I I used to have a dog, but my dog passed away. So
I respect that. Yeah, I had a dog growing up that was so amazing. I've never owned another dog since, so I can definitely respect that. Let's see. What are we thinking with equities right now, Tucker? Because I know one of the things we were looking at was IWM on a higher time frame, and now it looks terrible once again.
Oh,
Could still just be consolidation, but man, that looks
wow.
horrible.
That looks bad.
I don't think you could paint that any worse than it looks right now.
No, you couldn't.
No, you could.
Dude. I mean, I don't know why you would stop at 180. Like, you'd have to have the S&P turn around immediately. I'd say you probably come back in here. There's a gap here, but man, that's tough. I mean, it doesn't put in tops. I mean, it kind of did with a double top here, but we could play that. Come back down here. I don't know. It just doesn't look super good. What's the old fib saying?
And then after this, I want to get y'all's opinion on the NASDAQ.
On the NASDAQ. I could
Yes.
see there. I could see his pit stop at 178. I mean, if we're gonna go higher on the S&P, which I think we eventually are, IWM
78 is probably a bid.
Yeah. 178 is probably a bid. Dude, look at this. I mean, like, what are they doing? There's just nothing.
So, I want to get you guys' opinion on ELF.
Oh, do you, Will? Are you sure you want to? I don't think you're gonna like it.
Sure you want.
Are you sure about that? Yeah, it looks pretty ugly.
Oh,
Oh, wow. Oh, jeez.
It looks like a complex pullback to me.
What pullback? I mean, that does look, I bet that has some gnarly RSI divs on it.
Yeah.
It's up only, bro.
Yeah, we got it here.
You better go down to like the 30-second chart.
I
Try to catch
did
short.
see a statistic this week that Americans are supposedly going to be, running low on their savings within like 2 months. So maybe that
Doesn't
hurts
mean
makeup buyers, but I can't imagine that it does because
nope.
quite frankly, it's just a very shallow society. I can't imagine that makeup sales will ever drop.
Nope.
I mean, why would they? Who's going to stop buying makeup?
Look.
My fiance will buy makeup before she puts anything into the stock market. I'll tell you that much. Like,
Sure.
and it's not even close. She won't even consider the stock market before makeup. Like that, I feel like that's probably true of almost any woman with their like essentials. All of the stuff that they need, the extra. There's probably, I mean, women need like an extra $100, $200, $300 every week or 2 weeks just to like do all their stuff. It's so crazy. I'm glad I'm a guy.
even if they're not using makeup, they're using simple things like foundation, or they're using something to kind of lighten their skin, or even creams, right, to kind of make their skin softer. Like, yeah, there's a lot there, and that's why, like, I know that some people will be like, man, this is a weird conversation. It's like, no, this is reality, because every single makeup company out there has been running even through the bear run.
Yeah.
Including Ulta and everything else. Like, the price action is proving this true. It's not all about us speculating some weird stuff. Like, it is, the price action is 100% there. Pull that up on the monthly there, Tucker.
What ends
It's
the
over,
makeup
bro.
bull market?
It's over.
Look, the only way the makeup companies are going down is a nuke. That's it. I probably shouldn't have said that on YouTube. My bad. We can ixnay that.
It's okay, Will.
Wait, what'd you say? Pull what up?
Put it on the monthly. There you go. There's Elf.
Yeah.
Buy anywhere.
We're looking red.
That's just the wick, bro. That's gonna be a wick in another week.
Nah, no wick to the
Watch and see, bro. It's gonna be a wick in another week.
no topside wick.
Look at all the other wicks. Look at all the other wicks. Everybody thought they were coming down there. They went right back up.
Look, I don't need a lot here, Will. I don't need a lot. Okay. I really don't. I really don't need a lot.
Dude, what is the short side on the stock? I haven't even looked.
The short interest, I have no.
It's got to be almost nothing. It's got to be almost nothing.
I know it's got to be on.
Tucker couldn't get filled on anything, then probably not.
It was difficult to get filled this morning, but I did. Like I honestly didn't even check the OI, which was a mistake. But I might have trouble getting out the position. So.
You didn't check out why at all? Oh my
No,
god.
not really.
What if there's none?
Well, then it's over.
Oh.
He just wanted a notch on his belt, man, to say I
Yeah.
successfully profited from an elf short.
You can't get a notch if you can't get out. That's the
What if
problem.
this thing just goes to like $80, dude? The demand for these puts will be there, Will. Don't worry.
What if it goes to 200?
I will sell you these puts for 10 times what they're worth now.
What's your expiration, Tucker?
721.
And good luck with that.
It's working. It's working.
Good luck with that. In the month, that's the worst time too.
I'll
If you're
let
gonna
them
short this thing, it
double.
needs to be in a week.
No, here's what's gonna happen. I'll let them double, then I'll roll them, and then I'll just have a perpetual short on this thing.
Every end of month for this stock, for some reason, it's already went up exponentials. It's honestly ridiculous.
I wish I had gotten in yesterday, bro. It was at 114. Now we're at 111.
Look at where the bottom occurred. Scroll out and look at where the bottom occurred.
It was like $20.
No, look at the date the bottom occurred.
What? May 22.
Everything was still tanking in the entire market, and this thing turned around and just went full bull.
Is this like a new makeup company or
I
something?
think it is. And it's continuing to bid and bid.
Okay, if this is included in the 7 best growth stocks, where is it? Oh, it's not. Rivian though. Come on.
Oh, look at Rivian.
Oh, it is included. Okay, it's over.
Yeah, it's over.
It's really
You're
over
right.
now. If Investor Place is telling you to buy Elf, it's done. Yeah, they tell
Call
you
it a growth stock too.
a growth stock. Yeah.
Hey, no, actually, by market cap, it actually can be. That's the same thing with Rivian, right? Rivian by market cap, Lucid by market cap, they're all growth for sure. Even Mara, even though Tucker, is sitting with HUD 8, but it's okay. It's all
What do
right.
you mean, bro? Look at him.
He's in the minors.
What are you talking about?
Uh-oh, Tucker's gone.
We got in this thing at $2. That was 80% ago.
Hey, but remember, we did the numbers. Mara and HUT are the same exponentials. And that's a massively bigger, that's a massively bigger market cap on Mara.
I mean, but none of us bought the bottom down here, so God, can you imagine?
And none of us did on either of these. Like, we had to look for the reversal first before we could get in, but yeah.
I mean,
Just because that's what smart traders do.
If this is the low for Bitcoin and ETH, then Solana is gonna massively rip.
Well, yeah, that's your blow off top market right there, though. We're gonna get I honestly truly believe I don't think any of these bulls called this correctly. None of them. But I honestly believe we will get a blow off top, like in a sense, right? Not a real bull market blow off top, but we'll get a blow off top, right? You get your alt rotation, you'll get everything that you normally get in a bull run. It's a mini bull in the middle of the it's a mid market. That's what I like to call it, a mid market, right? You don't really recover the full market on crypto. You get the middle of it, and then from there you go back down to the lows, and then from there you come back out into the halving.
You guys really fading Haggard's super sniper right now? Look at that.
I don't know. That green candle says different.
When next
I mean,
green
Top. Oh, I know. When it.
Put it on
Let's
Soul
get the
Tucker. I
30.
want to know when I should buy it.
Right now. Oh, it's got a oh Haggard, you changed it. You seen that, right? Snorlax, you saw that?
No.
You saw that green arrow on the
No.
bottom? He said
Wait, what?
Snorlax is trying to lie here.
I didn't
He
see
says
it.
they didn't agree. Do a control Z real quick.
He said when next green thing.
There you go. See? There you go. It's a buy
This
signal.
is an issue. I need to handle this issue.
It's a buy signal. Yeah,
So it works
look at
for
that.
buys, not for sells.
Yeah, it really does do a nice job with the buys. But the sells, it gets a little rough.
Yeah, you could definitely get chopped on those cells. I think what is it? A momentum trader? Is that what it is essentially? Or a momentum indicator?
I can't reveal the source code.
Oh my god! I can tell what it is because
No,
I
I
can
have
tell.
no idea what it is.
I 100% can tell. You want to know why? Because of where
What is
it
it?
keeps on saying short.
Where is it? Or what is it?
It's a momentum indicator.
No.
So like a strength
There
or a volume or something like that. Yeah.
It incorporates a lot, Will. It took a lot of coding.
Look, I can put volume and strength and all that into the same one. Money flow, the whole nine. I'm just telling you, like it's literally called Pico drops, right?
It's proprietary, Will.
I've
This
seen
is
these.
Hagrid's proprietary. No, you've never seen anything like this before.
They never fail to nuke the market around the time you're going to get your DYDX rewards. It's
I
literally
know, dude. What is this?
clockwork.
Isn't it when you get your stimmies at 7 days after the epic
Yeah, after
ends?
the epic's over, and we have about what 4 or 5 days before we get them. So it's not looking good for those rewards, man.
Hey,
Yeah.
but on the real though, look at Rivian, bro. Like for real, for real.
That chart looks horrible.
Which one?
DYDX.
DYDX? Bro, Rivian looks really freaking good, man. Like, look how many times you hit that low. Like, that's a solid floor.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for you.
Dude, I had the volume profile drawn, bro. Not that one.
We both were looking at this for a long at 13 something dollars, bro. We were talking about it the day it happened.
Yeah, it was this one. It was this one. God.
I have spot, but we were gonna just so you guys know in the audience, we're gonna put calls in on this. We were looking for a call position, and for some freaking reason, did not pull the trigger on a call. Man, I don't know what the like. I think we're just looking at other things, but it just didn't pull the trigger on the calls.
Yeah.
So Christine Yu says, what about NASDAQ? Let's get your opinion on NASDAQ to see if it gets a heavy correction.
Let's get the cues up here.
You want Qs or NQ1?
Either one, it's the same thing.
Yeah. I mean, that looks like an information high on that daily, but what's a weekly and stuff like? And you're hitting on the top on the left there. Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is a tough one. This is a tough one. I think that you could still break from here as long as you remain hitting the top. But if you get below kind of that first blue candle where you come up and first touch that top, I think you're going to start reversing.
Wow. Little sweep and nuke.
Yeah, that could very well happen here. But you could also get a pullback, complex pullback, by the way. And then break out. I love that word. Who came up with complex pullback?
I don't know.
And then a
It's
break.
hilarious though.
I think it was like a meme floating around complex pullback. But yeah, you could get a pullback to range lows up there and then
Yeah.
a breakout, but like kind of a dangerous zone to be trying to bid, I would say.
Reverse.
Too close to all time high. You
Ooh.
could I mean that could be argued, but
Oh.
you're also at a really big resistance area. Like once I see these things pick up their capitulation areas, I don't try to bid them beyond capitulation, right? So like I will completely ixnay a stock between the capitulation drop and the all-time high. I don't care about gaining that liquidity. If we get above all-time high, if I want to get in, I'll re-enter there. Like I'm not gonna take chances kind of where prices are sitting right now on a lot of these.
That is an insane chart, man.
Yeah, it really is.
I have to feel like it's going to give a thrust above that 236 level, maybe wick back down. But
Can you run that fib from that high to that low to the bottom of Qs to the high of Qs?
I did.
I just want to see where it runs. Oh, you did. Okay. Where's your top at? What the heck? Is that your zero?
Man.
Well, I guess you took your
1 to
top and your
0?
bottom off. Yeah, that's why I was getting confused. Okay, you're good. You're good.
Yeah.
Dude, that's like a beautiful tap too on the 236, man.
I know.
You can't get any more perfect than that.
Yeah, you could. Not as good. I like the other way.
Run that to the COVID lows. Yeah, there you go. I want to see what. Yep, hit right in the golden pocket right there. Look at that.
I like the reverse. I like the reverse.
The 382.
Look at that bottom. Yeah.
Yeah, but the value area would be the I don't know. I feel like the value would be the 236, but you know.
Oof.
Hold on 1 second, bear back.
what do you think about maybe doing like, I don't know, 4,300 on the S&P and then a new high? I think that could make sense. A little bit more pullback. Don't know what that means for crypto though.
I mean, if equities nuke, I could definitely see it affecting crypto. Just saying. Like I don't. Anybody who subscribes to their separate, I don't subscribe to that. Like yes, lagging sometimes, right, but not separate. Which means that you could see it happen later. You could see it happen sooner, but yeah, I think it will follow or lead one of the two. But I think that it makes sense where we are in price with Bitcoin, right? And even if we get another pump, like I'm still anticipating pretty big pullbacks from there, pretty big retraces. So it makes sense kind of where we're at with stocks, and then crypto kind of being near that top end range.
We could totally see 4,300 and then back up.
Yep. Yeah, I think 46.37 is a
Yeah.
is a solid position to be taken out for the high. It just like if you scroll out on that, Tucker, like that's the most beautiful thing as far as price action goes. You just have you coming back to retest those highs, man. Q's already did it. You're looking to do it on SPY, and I think SPY will be kind of like your last one. The only one that kind of threw me off, I would say this year, is like look at the Russell. Like Russell just made no sense to me in the way it's acted all year. It's literally had nothing. It's got nothing. It's got no recovery. Just completely dead.
Yeah, I mean, just pull some fibs, get rid of this thing.
I would almost say go to the previous low, because like I don't know like where that starts and where that ends, right? Yeah, like something like right there. Try flipping that, see what it does.
Wow, there's still nothing.
Yeah, and it's hitting resistance too there. Like look at all those levels you just pulled up right there. Oh my gosh, it's crazy.
Yeah, look at that. Just Nope. 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 Nope.
Hey, what do you guys make of this, man? Like, I'm just so confused by it.
IWM.
Yeah, like it's not
Yeah.
catching a bid.
This is wrecked by positioning, man. Everybody's shorting this thing. Maybe someday. Maybe from 178 we can get a real run. But it doesn't really inspire too much confidence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pull up the Russell 100, I think it is, right? There's a couple of them.
Oh, it's like RT1.
Yeah. The old rut.
Something like
The
that.
Russell.
Dude, my thing is being so slow. Where's yeah. Yeah, there's the Russell.
Yeah, very similar chop. Not really doing much at all, man.
These levels are.
This is honestly crazy. It's honestly depressing looking at this chart. It's like, what is it doing?
That's just horrible.
Dude. Yeah, that's bad.
You know what it looks like? This right here looks like that previous sideways action before it dropped. You guys see that? That's very much what this looks like. It
Yep.
looks like the sideways action before the drop again.
It's got to
What's-
get a
what's-
little pump first.
What's the RSI
Yeah.
look like in the yeah, like that, exactly. Exactly. The RSI and the
Yeah, but you
volume.
got the pop. You got the pop. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you'll probably get the pop, and everybody will be like, "Oh, we're going up, guys!" And I think you'll retest that little, see that little green candle or whatever that is, the very tip top, up, go up.
What do you guys think about IWM being the key for?
Around 2,200.
Is IWM the key to unlocking equity downside because of how everybody's shorting it as a hedge? What do you think about that, Tucker?
Yeah. What do you mean, as in like shorts
Do you think
covering?
the fact that these rallies on the Russell seem to, when they top out, equity seem to massively nuke afterward? So do you think that's a product of, funds that have been using that for hedges being shaken out and then, being less hedged? Or do you think that's just a product of risk running late in a rally anyway?
I mean, arguably, I know you're asking.
Yeah, I think this is the key to equity. What is sorry, I'm doing. Dude, my trading view is pissing me off right now. This is the key to equity downside. But yeah, I mean, I agree. I think the Russell hedging would probably unlock some more downside, but I think once we see the VIX start really basing out is when we're gonna see a good nuke. There we go. Thank God. I don't know. It could be 1-2 right now. Another chart I like to look at is just this.
Well, scroll out on the VIX real quick before you.
Maybe it's the.
He's lagging a little bit.
Yeah. I mean,
If
it's the series of lower highs. Like we probably need to like do this for a little bit, you know.
I mean, put it on the weekly, monthly real quick and scroll out more. Arguably, I think we're going back to the low lows. So see those very low capitulation areas. So like if you were to draw a line support all the way across, I think that's where we're heading.
Nines.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. If you look at it, it's just running that direction, man. It's actually pretty crazy. But if we were to get there, I would be heavy short the market. Because you get back there, like the reality is, like to try and say you're going to go lower than that, you're asking for serious pain, right? And if we get to the nines on the market and the market's completely up, it's that you're looking at a complete market reversal, in my opinion. In a massive way.
Yeah, I think buying VIX calls with a single digit VIX is going to be a play for
That's
sure.
what I'm saying, man. That's exactly what I'm saying.
The
Single digit
RR
VIX, 100%.
Yeah.
That looks like some decent momentum on the VIX, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, so did all the previous ones. Look at the drawdown from that big wick. Like every drop ended up in a big pump and then into a big drop and then a big
Oh
pump
yeah,
and a
yeah,
big drop.
yeah. I'm just saying, like, the VIX has, when we form these really high time frame bottoms in the single digits, like volatility is destroyed for a while.
Yeah.
So, and
Yeah.
momentum is pretty strong into this. If we are going to 9, we are going to, I mean, it's probably, I don't know about risk on, but volatility is going to get incinerated for the rest of the year.
Look at those spikes off of the bottom. Like after we hit that 9, look at that first spike right there and find that date and look at SPY and see where SPY was in price on that first spike off the 9. I think it's over in 18.
This?
Yeah. So I guess January, February of 18. Pull that up on SPY, see where we're at in price.
Feb 5th.
That's what I always like to do. I like to look at those spikes and see where price was on the chart for the bigger indexes like SPY and stuff.
Dude, my shit is so slow right now.
Got my computer.
Yeah, I assume you got a Mac too.
Yeah, I do. I just software updated it though. It's probably just loading the
Oh, it's probably
Insane.
dying. Yeah.
graphics. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I mean, we are here.
Basically right before the nuke, right?
Yeah. No, it was
Or into the nuke.
It was the nuke. It was the nuke. It was
Yep.
this. Man.
And that's exactly what I'm saying. Right? When you get into those single digit VIX, you're gonna get a spike and it's gonna wreck the market when that happens.
And you could have kind of seen it coming.
100%. Well, not only could you have seen it coming there, if you were watching VIX, you would have definitely saw it coming. Look at how long you rode the low.
Wait. This spike, right?
Yeah, that's a little spike. Keep in mind, from that big of a drawdown.
This was your trigger. Yeah. And then it just gapped up. The rare VIX gap up. We love it.
That's where we're gonna be though if we keep on getting crushed in volatility. Volatility can only get crushed so far. You get into single digit volatility, your best bet is assets off.
This whole time
cash
period
on.
was like ZERP and QE. Like this whole was just
Well, they floated it above the
ZERP,
single
QE.
digit.
Yeah, it was like 12s. It was like
Mhm.
12s and 10s and yeah.
Now, if they come in and float the market, they could do that again, but I highly doubt that's what's going to happen here. I think we're going to fade all the way into single digit VIX.
Let's get nutty.
Yeah, no way.
Like it. You're right. It's probably gonna break. Probably gonna break and do that.
Complete incineration of existing vol structure. Max came back at the quick time. He's just watching us like boil hatting the VIX.
How we doing, guys?
Max, I took this picture yesterday.
Oh,
Just
I can't believe that's a real picture, man. That's unreal.
Dang, Maker didn't even make it to its resistance.
Man, I cut Maker yesterday. That's old news.
It's going to go up though. It didn't even hit its resistance yet.
Dude, what if the market just completely recovers?
I will laugh and be pissed at the same time.
It's going to. It's literally going to.
Dude, Bitcoin's already back up at 30.4.
I keep telling you guys this, and
Yeah.
every day it's gonna nuke.
Can't we just already?
Hagrid, how's Elf doing?
Not good. Not
Not
good at
good.
all.
He's-
Well, good for me. No. Good for me.
Nah,
Not good for
bro.
Elf.
Nah, look at that. Up only for Elf, bro.
Will is a devout supporter of his own bags. You have to respect it.
Hey, let me.
Yeah, Will. If I'm gonna take puts on it, you gotta buy it.
I did. I
You
just
own
not bu-
Elf.
I'm not buying it again. I bought a little bit down near the middle of the
Do
move.
you own Elf right now?
A little bit, yes.
Do you still own it?
Yes, at much lower pricing. Hold on.
So you still own Elf?
I put $500 in Elf.
When?
Let me see. I have it lined out. Where was it? $49.
Did you sell it?
No,
Did you sell it?
no.
Okay, good. All right, fair.
I
Just making sure you own it.
I got it. No, because there was a big pullback over here when I was talking about it over here in January, right? So a big pullback there, pullback into I think 48 something. I got in at 49 here on the pullback, and all it's been is up only from there. That's it. Now, granted, I didn't catch the bottom. I got the middle of the move.
I gotcha.
I am
That's
barely
what
in this dip in my portfolio. I'm gonna be honest.
What's
Oh, I heard
wrong?
the cat, Tucker.
Yeah, she's here.
What did you say about the
See?
dip, Tommy?
I don't even like my portfolio doesn't even really feel this dip. Because I bought the right metaverse.
Oh,
He said he didn't buy the right nothing. This guy. Hold up. Hey, pull up Nakamoto real quick.
Bro, why do we talk
We
about
got
Nakamoto
issues.
and Elf every show? It's just so funny.
every single
It's
show.
because like I said, Will is a devout supporter of his own bags. And you must be your own, you must be the biggest shill of your own bags, because if you don't believe in them, then why should you expect somebody else to?
Yeah.
Dude, I
That's
think I need to
true.
buy
I
some
agree with that.
IWM and spy calls here. I'm not gonna lie.
Look, you guys are saying that, but who at the lows was saying Rivian, lucid, and everybody is sitting there looking at me like they're doing nothing, and then there goes Rivian, boom, right? Now everybody believes. Now everybody's in it for lucid.
You must believe.
Why are you tagging me in the equities channel, Will? Like I was looking for a short on Elf.
Yeah, Will did that to me
No.
this morning too. That's not my business.
Oh,
Will, you remind me of Alabama football fans where you have like you just like picking fights about like nothing for no reason.
I like to
If
keep
you
it spicy.
can.
That's all.
It's funny. I like it. No, I like the trash talk on this show. It makes it more fun. But is there anything else that you guys are thinking this morning should be covered before we start wrapping up? I know we've got Ben Cowan coming on in an hour.
I do have something I wanted to talk about. Let me you guys care if I share real quick?
No, go ahead.
All right, cool.
Yeah,
Don't worry, I'm not shilling my bags. I'm shilling my future bags here. Okay. So I'm gonna be buying OX somewhere around here. And here.
Is
These are
that-
my two prize zones.
I don't know. I mean,
Never getting filled, bro.
yeah.
Never getting set some limit orders if that's even possible.
Look, I'm gonna show you. Look. Distributive top high. Coming back to lows. Right around here.
I'd be
What do
okay
you guys
with
think?
I'm literally not at all concerned about any price action with Ox for the foreseeable future.
No, same.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. I mean, your price target. I don't. Yeah, I mean, I don't really see that. I don't see it doing a full retrace. I could see it re-entering the previous range potentially that you have drawn there, but
0.025. That's the spot. 0.025.
0.025.
Basically, my break even.
Yeah, same. That's where I'll buy more. Bet more.
I don't know. I feel like there's solid support here. You're kind of in that hold support zone right here. You could hold this. 285856. If you lose that though, you're coming down to here. And you're gonna recover this wick. All the way down here at 1.8 if it gets to there. But I meme OX a lot because I know you guys know that. But this right here, I think this price zone right here specifically is solid. Right in here.
I think it's helpful to
And-
mark out levels, but I think with something like OX, it's probably a little bit more effort than it's worth. Like I think with OX, you just you wait for a pullback of some sort, whether it's here or a little bit lower, and you just sort of ride with the ecosystem and recognize that it's still a micro cap right now. It's sitting under 100 million market cap right now. I think there's a non-negligible chance that this thing ends up reaching, 500 million market cap in the not so distant future. So whether you buy it 80 million or 70 million or 100 million, I don't think in the long term it's going to make that big of a difference. Of course, in the short term, nobody wants to experience drawdown, but I think it's an ecosystem you just sort of have to be willing to bet on. So
Yeah, I'm not even necessarily like I meme a lot, but like I'm not even necessarily saying you should sell here to get in here. What I'm saying is here it's like or at least what I see here from a liquidity standpoint is that you've created kind of a floor here, right? Through this build up position. So now that floor basically is getting retested. So buying here makes sense. And then look for upside from there. And if it doesn't create upside, that's where you're gonna violate the low end of your floor specifically. But yeah, I mean, like if people want to just buy something to buy it based on liquidity, I understand that position too. I've done that before and it's worked out, and I've done it before and it hasn't worked out. Where market is pretty much just completely reversed on me, but yeah. Crypto is pumping, somebody said.
Yeah, Bitcoin's back to 30.4.
Did
This
we
is
close a
rangy.
4 hour? Oh, we
You know what's
closed it.
pumping today is Rollbit.
Well, they got the ETH migration, right?
Yeah.
This is what I was talking about though, Hagrid. Like this right here, this is the zone to watch, right? Because like as long as you hold above these two candles, you can definitely zoom up, right? But like if you get below these two, like I don't even care about this right here specifically. I care about this liquidity because if they violate this liquidity, then now you can come back down and recapture all that, right? You can get really wrecked to the downside. But as long as they stay above that liquidity on the higher time frame on the weekly, you could definitely just see one of these where it doesn't allow you to have the momentum, and then you just pop again. Right. And then now you hit your high end range, whether that be 35 or whatever, and then or 33 or 32, whatever you think the high is here. I think it's up here. And then from here you distribute in my perspective, and then you're gonna break, right? Back down to the downside, and you're gonna recover most of that liquidity. I guess the thing I'm most at odds with right now specifically are do we bottom here when that happens? Or do we bottom here when that happens? I'd like to say the latter will happen, which would be all the way down here back into the 19.6 range. But you know, there's a good possibility too. They hold the range up here at the high around the because you got your basically 3, 4, 5. They hold the 4, they can reverse off that for sure. So it's going to be interesting to see where price goes from here. But this will be a nice, I would say, healthy, constructive pullback on a higher time frame.
Hey guys, I have to request politely from the audience. We've got 22 people watching. We've got 18 likes. I usually always request if we can run the range high of 20 and maybe even put in a little deviation and range breakout. That would be very much appreciated. If you haven't liked the video yet and you have enjoyed this, or maybe you haven't enjoyed this, but you like watching it every day so that you can repetitively not enjoy it, please consider giving us a like. It's very good for the channel. It's good for the video. Helps more eyes see us. So if you could just take one moment and please help us run the range high of 20 likes, that would be very much appreciated.
What are some other altcoins you guys are looking at? I guess some. Let's talk
Not
dinosaur
Algorand,
coins.
I'll tell you that much, man.
Let's talk dinosaur coins. All right. Look, I don't know what your guys' hatred is towards out. It's got a good double bottom here, man. I like it.
My hatred
Small
towards it,
drop.
what upside has it seen since 2021?
Well, a lot of things got wrecked since 2021. Like they think about it. Like
Yeah, but some have recovered a little bit.
well, I mean, I honestly find this more bullish than some that have recovered, right? Because some of these may just be
Pull up
mid-market
the big
heroes.
quantity pairs.
Well, this is going to be getting destroyed against Bitcoin, 100%. Like you can see that just by the down only market it's been in, right? But like constructively, the tech looks good. I like the tech. I think it's a good layer one. I don't think it has anywhere near as much adoption as like something like Ethereum, obviously, right? But I think they could build that.
The most
I don't know.
bullish looking alt in the short term to me is Solana, like from a major standpoint.
You
If
were
Bitcoin
the
and Ethereum are
biggest
gonna hold this level, then Solana should run.
you were the biggest advocate for Solana go to zero.
I am, but it's still good beta, man. Like it gives good longs in spurts.
Yeah, it does. And it actually, over the past few months, I've noticed that, well, the market, it's sort of like a lone wolf. It tends to do the opposite of what the rest of the market is doing, which is, it's quite bizarre. But today is a prime example where Sol is up almost 4% and everything's red across the board.
That one's toast. Oh yeah, ARKK. Oh, that doesn't look good at all. This might play the way I thought it was going to. This looks like a possible information high for ARK. Oh, I wanted to point out this with VIX too. So like this is something I've been watching for a long time. I actually had this all patterned out originally. But like if you were to look at this from a pattern standpoint, like VIX has been pretty crazy, but it's been actually not too bad to understand. So like that's your downtrend. Then you go into an uptrend market. Then you go into a downtrend market. Then you go into an uptrend market. And your uptrends are typically like your market setup pretty much got destroyed, right? So you got 09, 08, and then you got wrecked. And then you cool down going into, you know, the next bull runner here. So boom. So 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and then you get wreckage from there, right? So you got your downtrend into your uptrend. And I think arguably we're now in the downtrend phase again, right? The cool down phase for the VIX. And if we stay like this, it's going to be a long trek out before we end up getting a big move, out again, another big spike. So at least one of these 08, 09s. Sand down only. Yeah, not liking the E trade here. ETH here. I like the falling wedge play, but I'd say like you got to pop out to a breakdown into a breakout, maybe. I think that's like your
Dude,
bread and
on
butter here.
ETH, I've got a lot of confluence basically at like a retest of 1810.
Yeah, I mean that fits right in line
and
with what
and
I'm
I
basically
think
looking
that
at.
we'll see what happens. Like today's pretty junky price action. We'll have to kind of just let people sort this out, what they want to do with it. But I think you could still make your bullish case, Will, even if Bitcoin retraced down to 28.5, even lower, and you saw ETH down at even potentially like sub 1800 again. I still think there'd be a bullish case to be made from there.
Yeah, I think that this could be the play too, right? Like we could see a revisit of lows. Basically, they just capture people or trap shorts here, go for a lower low, trap shorts, and then reverse the market back up and start building back up to the upside and then hit those price zones later.
What's the lowest you could see it going, Will, where you would still say this is like 2200 is programmed?
I wouldn't want to see it go below 1700.
That's
So if it
fair.
got below 1700, it's probably going to go back down to the low lows. Probably revisit down here around 1650, and then I think it'll break and go for the low lows down here at 1400 again.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is a pretty solid channel if you look at it on a higher time frame. You got both bottoms, you got both tops, right? Like this is a solid channel to try and trend on. And if I were to trend this, like you break this structural middle right here, you're coming all the way back down here. So that would be my bear case if we were to get bearish. But until that happens, structurally, I think because this is more of a falling wedge, falling wedge, we just broke out of it. We're still playing the high range of that, the upper zone. We could still move off of that, right? As long as we continue to use it as support. You start breaking back into it, you're probably it basically invalidates the whole thing altogether. I would just ixnay the falling wedge at that point, try and find the real pattern that occurred here and try to play off of that. And if the falling wedge didn't play here, my thoughts would be maybe a bull flag, and that would be something like this. If the falling wedge didn't play, because that looks structurally good too here, right? And if you're gonna play the bull flag, you have lots of room to play it. But in reality, if it doesn't end up being a falling wedge, ends up being a bull flag, you're basically gonna go like this, and then you're gonna come back down to like somewhere around here, right?
That would be pretty crazy, man. A lot of people would be thinking we make new lows from there, or like go back to 1200 ish.
Oh, people would be thinking nuke, and the reality is it would reverse.
But you know what's interesting about that area, give or take, is there's a CME futures gap right around there as well. Actually, let me find it on mine. I don't know the exact level. It's let me pull it up. Yeah, so there's a really nice CME futures gap at 15, starts at 1530.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it starts at 1530 and goes, slightly lower than that, but I've had that marked out for some time.
They could definitely wick a little lower in the channel as long as they maintain the channel as the price area. Like they could wick a little lower. right, and hit that zone, and then bounce back up and start structurally moving back towards the highs, and then break out of the bull flag from there,
Mhm.
and still make my same thesis, right? Like it would still make my same thesis, but I really I don't want to see this middle violated, even though this is a possibility of a deviation below the middle and then a move back out. I just this would make me kind of super bearish, but you could take this as the invalidation, and then if price moved back through it, you could take it as the validation, right? So in reality, you just don't play below here unless you want to short, obviously, right? You wait for price. If price breaks below here, you sit and wait. You don't buy, you don't sell. Uh, and then if price, or you could sell here actually, but you don't buy. And then if price breaks back above here, you basically re-enter where you started, and you're now validated to take upside from there, right?
Mhm.
So that's what I always take as my validation. And validation is like, what is my range low? Where can I validate and invalidate price? And like I would take this middle line right here, getting below this is invalidating upside. And then if we got back above it, it would be revalidating upside. And that's just based off of higher time frame price action. Now, also, you'll probably get a lot of people who like to trade horizontals, right? And they'll be like, well, that doesn't make any sense. Play horizontal. Okay, we can play horizontals too. It's the same thing. Validation, invalidation, validation. Same thing. Horizontal, same price on basically. If you're looking at it from a horizontal standpoint, right? Because you've got your support right here. You got resistance right here, resistance right here. You got support right here. So you get below this, you're now pressuring lower price, right? You're potentially coming here, potentially coming here. But if you reverse back above it, you're now above support, above resistance. Now you can price back up to the highs. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. No, I can see it. I mean, it's just a weird spot. My gut's telling me we probably just kind of range here. You know, I think that the move probably comes that you're looking for, but I think it probably just takes a little bit longer than we would like. You know, it'd be nice just to kind of get the move over with. Like, let's just send it up and then make some money and reset a bit. But I don't think they're gonna make it easy, unfortunately.
No, it never is. It's never easy. A lot of the time, I'll be sitting there in my positions and people tell me how I'm wrong, and then it'll come later and I'm like, well, I guess I was pretty wrong. But the reality is like these prices, they've been predatory in a sense, but they've been, in my eyes, very direct. I've seen a lot of what I thought were really good traders on CT Twitter. Capitulate chop zones. And it's just like, why are you capitulating chop zones? They don't have conviction to the move, up or down. And then they don't have invalidations or validations. They just see a rejection in a certain zone and they're like, well, it's going down. We're nuking. We're going back to the lows. Or they'll see, an invalidation of the low, a sweep of the low and a bounce back up. And they're like, oh, it's just going to moon. We're going to $300,000 Bitcoin. And it's like, that's not how things work, guys. Like there's levels to everything. There's, like you gotta work your way through liquidity. Whenever you fall
range
substantially,
80% of the time, right? They range 80% of the time. They trend 20%.
correct. Yeah. It's the trending is not as much as people think it is. And trending is your up. It's your up moves, right? Ranging is basically like, if you look at the move here, like this is your up, this is your trend, this is your up, this is your trend, this is your up, this is your trend, up, trend, and really you're trending all the way through here. Even though it's up, it's still trend, right? And then up, reversal, trend, up, trend, up, and then down, right? And really you have trend here, you have drop, you have trend here, you have drop, you have trend here, drop, trend here. But that's being able to identify the pattern, right? Whereas a lot of people have a difficult time understanding where the trend is, where the up is, where the down is. and understand like when you're trading here, you're trading chop. When you're trading here, you're trading pump. Trading here, trading chop, pump, chop, pump, chop. I like to trade pumps. That's what I'm always looking for. I'm looking for pumps because I could trade this all day, but look at my price action. It's garbage, literal garbage.
Garbage. You have to, I mean, you have to time when the trend is going to occur very, very acutely, because it's often not as unidirectional as, something we've talked about before. 2021, that market was very much a unidirectional market both years, up only the second half of 2020, almost the entirety of 2021, down only the entirety of 2022. But appreciate the insight from everybody today, guys. Appreciate everybody as well who tuned in. Hit that like button, the subscription button as well. Did we get to range, or did we sweep range highs, Max?
We did. We blasted right through them.
Hell
As
yeah.
always, they always
that guy.
deliver for us.
I love to hear that. All right. Well, we are going to wrap things up now. We've got a space with none other than Ben Cowan in about 50 minutes. So that'll be very, very exciting. We're all going to be present for that, I believe. Very much looking forward to that. If you guys enjoyed the stream today, like I said, be sure to leave a like and a subscription if you haven't already. And if you really enjoyed the content, we have a link to some premium services and a little bit more intimate access to our thoughts and trades in the description of this YouTube video, as well as the link in our bio. But without further ado, guys, we're going to go get ready for that show. Have a great rest of your Thursday. We'll be back tomorrow, and happy trading. Thanks.